Hey everybody, welcome back. It's a special Friday edition of the Drunk Pokeroo Beer Reviews. The reason I'm doing it on a Friday is because I'm off tomorrow. So it's very rare that I take a Saturday off, but I'm helping a friend move, and I thought, why not enjoy a few beverages the evening before? Now, yesterday I had been to head out to Burlington and drop in at Nickelbrook. Great little brewery. They're doing some fun beers. One of their beers I had around Christmas time was the Kentucky Bastard, one of my top 10 beers of 2015. Check that out on the website. But tonight I want to talk about their IPAs. Now, back in my quantity beer days when I was drinking Brava Lights by the 2-4 full every weekend, I struggled with these. Piney, bitter, why are you doing this to me? That was how I felt when I had a Nickelbrook beer. But over the last 2 years, as I've grown and my palate's expanded and I've come to realize what good beer is and what it can do for you, I fell in love with these guys. I fell in love with what they make. I fell in love with how they brew their beer. Wonderful people at the brewery. Definitely going to have to go back and take a tour before too long. But so I picked Headstock as the beer tonight. See the can. It's a 7.0 ABV and it's 80 IBUs. Now, ABV is alcohol by volume. Pretty standard stuff. Everybody understands that. So it's a little higher than, say, a regular lager beer, which usually comes in around 5%. When we talk about IBUs, we're talking about international bitterness units. And what that is a measure it's a scientific measure of the bitterness in the beer. It's not a quantitative measure of the bitterness in a beer. So to put it simply, and the way I understand it, is that it's the amount of alpha acids from the hops that are in the beer. But it doesn't tell you how bitter it is, because if this was a large, stout with a lot of roasted malt, a lot of the dark chocolate, coffee flavors, those flavors would mask the bitterness. So a stout with an IBU of 80 is less bitter to your palate than, say, a lager with a bitterness of 30. Okay? It's a little bit... It's difficult when you first start, because I would see a stout with an IBU of 80, and I'd be like, "Oh, I don't want to drink that. It's going to be too bitter." And then I would try it, and I would be, "Oh, okay, it's not that bitter." So it takes a little bit of understanding. I'm still learning, but this is going to be bitter because the flavor intensity isn't so much. It's going to allow those flavors to shine through because you're not covering them with the roasted malts and other things that you put in your stouts there. So let's get into it. Before I do, my dad made me the nice sign, hop head. I think it's a nice addition to Merle's down here, so I'll keep it. So let's get into this. Ooh. Man, that's good. Now, let me tell you something about pouring a beer. Let me put that over here now. I love pouring beer. I love pouring beer in no glass. I drank my beer out of bottles or cans exclusively for the last quarter of a century. I won't drink my beer out of a bottle or glass if I can avoid it. This is my special IPA glass that Mrs. Pokeroo picked up for me. It's from German glassmaker Spiegeloo. They sell them at the Bay. They sell all different styles, so stout glasses and Pilsner glasses and lager glasses. I don't have them all yet. That's my mission this year is to acquire them all. They're not cheap. 2 glasses will run you about $30, but they're fantastic. They're great glasses. They're not too heavy. They've got a good design. They were designed with the brewers of the beers. The style of beer. So pick them up if you can, but if you just got a clean pint glass, that'll do. So as you can see, it pours a little hazy. It's got a nice 2-finger white foam head. Give it a little swirl, get some smell going there. Oh, smells tropical. And by tropical, I mean tropical fruits like mangoes, grapefruits, pineapples. these are the smells and the flavors you're going to get in an IPA. Don't be afraid of it. Let's get into it, though. It's been a long day. Cheers. Oh, yeah. Now, see, that was what turned me off before. Now, I was also a smoker, so a lot of flavors were lost to me. Since I've been smoke-free, I've noticed citrus is one of those flavors that's come back. But man, that is just fantastic. It's very hop forward. So it's very much at the front of your tongue. You know, when you take that first sip, you get that blast of, citrus and bitterness, but there's a malt body with this beer that tempers that a bit and gives you a bit of that sweetness. Like it's a fantastically well put together beer. Take another sniff there. You want to get your nose into your beer. That's another reason why you always want to put it in a glass. And I am probably the worst advocate for this because of my past, or maybe the best because I've learned. Put your beer in a glass. Make sure it's a clean glass. Put it in there, because then you can smell it. You can really get into all the different aromas, and it helps to enhance. Eating food. When you eat your food, you just don't eat it. You smell it, and all of that comes together to deliver all of the flavors that the brewer was after. So, I'll probably advocate that every time I make a video. There's something about pouring your beer into a glass, really getting a good sniff in there. Like, you just get your nose in there, smell it. Oh, so good. It's always good to swish it around a little, really activate all those flavors. My goodness. So, like I said, it's a bitter beer. If you're just pounding, Coors Light, and then you grab one of these, you're not going to like it. It's something that's going to take time to grow on you. So I would encourage you to try, though, because, my goodness, IPAs can just be fabulous. I mean, there's some ones out there that are face puckering. They're so bitter. But they also deliver, a lot of flavors. They vary on what flavor comes forward. With the grapefruits or pineapples coming forward, or different citrus fruits. But these guys make fantastic beers, and I'm glad that they waited for me to come to them. I'm so happy that I was able to grow and leave the Brava Lights behind. It's just a flavorless, tasteless beer. The only thing it did was get you drunk, and if that's what you want, that's fine. But the time has come to put away children's toys and drink with the big boys and girls. So anyways, that's it for me tonight. It's Friday night. Grab yourself a beer. Cheers from the Drunk Pokeroo.